Welcome. You have successfully checked into your abundance timeline.
Depending on when you are listening to this, we have 1 quarter left of 2026. That is 3 months. That is 90 days. And I want to ask you, are you going to let it happen to you, or are you going to decide what your last quarter in 2026 looks like? Because there is a difference of letting it happen to you, or you decide how it's going to happen. So today, in today's podcast, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to write down right now to make this last quarter the one that literally changes everything and helps you go into 2027 like a fucking boss. So I need you to grab a pen, grab a journal, notebook, sticky note. I don't care what you write on. I just want something in front of you so we can do this together. So if you are new here, my name is Karyn Medeiros. I am an award-winning manifestation coach. I'm a 2-time best-selling author. I am a soccer mom to 2 boys. I am on the soccer field 24/7, and you are listening to the Rich Girl Podcast. Okay, so let's get into it. So before I walk you through what to start writing down, I want to tell you that what you write down matters, because I don't want you to skip this part thinking like, oh, it's just journaling and, I don't want to journal. Writing something down is absolutely not the same as thinking it. So when a thought lives in your head, it is kind of like abstract. It floats. Your thought competes with every other thought that you have. And while it's competing with every other thought that you have, guess what happens? It fades, it changes, and then it usually gets overwritten by fear and doubt and or the noise of everyday life. So when you write it down, something different happens. You're taking something that has lived in the invisible, and what are you doing? You are making it now visible. You're making it real. You're telling your brain, all this matters enough to put it on paper. And when you do that, your brain responds to that completely differently than it responds to a passing thought. And there's Google it. There is research behind it that there was one research done that people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them than people who didn't write them down. 42% just from writing it down. That's wild. That's wild. When you write something down with intention, with the belief that it's already on its way, you're not just setting a goal. You're making a declaration. You're telling the universe, God, your nervous system, and the identity that you're stepping into of, oh, hey, this is what the next 90 days look like for me. Not this is, what I wish the 90 days look like. No, we're setting an intention. We're making a decision. So what are we writing today? We are writing your Q4 script. So everything that you are calling in for the last quarter of 2026. And very importantly, we are writing it in the present tense. So I don't want any, oh, I want this. I hope this. I am working toward this. Everything needs to be in the present tense. I need you to write it as someone who already has it. Okay. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you 5 areas to walk through, just to give you an idea for you to kind of cover everything. You don't have to use every single area. I'm just giving them to you as examples, as they're pretty strong areas of probably what you would want to plan out for the next quarter. Okay. I don't want you to overthink it. Nothing. I want you, and I don't want you to write things that feel realistic. I want you to write what you actually fucking want. Even if it's a little version of yourself that makes you a little nervous of that's what I want you to write. That one. Okay. So area number 1 is money. So I want you to write down your money number for Q4. And again, this is not what you think you can make or what you want to receive. I want a total. So we've got September, October, November, and December. okay, combined. So I want you to write it something like this. In the last quarter of 2026, I received $50,000. What now you insert whatever that money is, okay? So in the last quarter of 2026, I received $50,000. Money flowed to me so easy and so consistently. I ended the year knowing that I absolutely love and am very abundant. Something like that. So I want you to fill in the number. I want you to make it very specific. And I want you to write that down. So that's just, and you can go a little bit further. I'm just kind of giving you the basics. So area number 1 is money. Okay. Area number 2, business. What do you want to build? What do you want to build? What do you want to launch? What do you want to grow in the next 90 days? Now, if you are not an entrepreneur and like, where do you want to be in your role at your job? Do you want to get a raise? Do you want to move positions? Whatever it is, wherever you are in business, where do you want to be in your job or your work in the next 90 days? Okay. Do you want new clients? Do you want a new community? Do you want a raise? Do you want a new program? Do you want new followers? Do you want people to recognize what you do at work? Whatever it is, I want you to write it down and obviously be specific. So something like in Q4 of 2026, I showed up, whatever, and then whatever you want to do. Okay. I showed up consistently and my business grew because of it. The right women found me. The right opportunities came to me. I said yes to what I felt, was aligning and no to what didn't. So I want you to fill in the blank exactly what you want to happen in your business or your work this quarter. Okay. Area number 3, personal growth. So what does the version of you at the end of this year look like? Who have you become in the last 90, 120 days, right? Like who are you now? Have you healed anything? Have you let go of anything? What habit have you built? Is there any beliefs that you've shed? So, by December 31st, 2026, I am blank. I released blank. I became a woman who blank. I no longer believe blank. I know now that I am blank. So this one is kind of, is more of an identity piece. So write what you actually want to be true about yourself by the end of the year. Do you want to get more, do you want to get healthier? Do you want to lose weight? Anything around your personal growth. Relationships in life. Number 4, what do you want your life to feel like this quarter? So not just your business, like your life, your relationships, your home life, your relationship with your spouse, your kids, your health, your friends, your joy. So you can write something like in Q4 2026, my life felt blank. I spent time with blank. I experienced blank. I prioritized blank. I stopped tolerating blank. My home felt blank. My body felt blank. You hear me say this all the time. I will always say rich is not just money. Rich is a full life. So I want you to write what a rich, full life looks like for you in the next quarter. And then area 5 is the one big thing. So every quarter should have a one big thing. I go on 90-day runs. I was taught by my coach and mentor that you do kind of 90-day runs. And there's always one big thing within that 90-day run. So every quarter has a big one. So the thing that if it happened would make you say, oh my God, like this quarter changed everything. So what is yours? I want you to write it down. It can be you can put it into detail. You can make it kind of a sentence of like, what is that one thing? And so write it something like, that one thing that happened in Q4 2026 that changed everything for me was blank. Remember, don't be humble, don't be safe. I want you to write it down. You have 5 things that you need, 5 areas that should be, written down. I want you to read them back to yourself. I want you to read them back to yourself out loud, because there is something that happens when you hear yourself say the words out loud that does not happen when you read them silently. Your body hears it, your nervous system hears it. And then that declaration of what you're reading becomes physical, not just mental. So I want you to read it like it is already done, because it is. So once we're all done, you know what? Like, I want you to do that. I want you to do this within 48 hours max of listening to this podcast. And then I want you to put this story, essentially, I want you to put this somewhere where you're going to see it every single day for the next 90 days or for the last quarter, whenever you're listening to this. I want you to take a photo of it, make it your phone wallpaper. I want you to tape it to your washroom mirror, pin it above your desk. I want you to read it every single morning, and I want you to read it every single night for the entire quarter. Why? Because your brain normalizes what it sees consistently. So the more that you read it, the more it becomes the truth that your brain is trying to work towards. So the more it becomes the assignment that your reticular activating system is scanning for every single day. This is how your brain works. It's not fucking magic. This is how your brain works. You got to give it the assignment, and then you got to let it work. Okay? I got to tell you that like every big thing that has happened to me in my business, in my launches, in my life, like every moment where I thought, man, like how did that happen? Do you know where it happened? It started on paper. It started with me writing something down that felt just a little bit too big sometimes, a little bit too bold, a little too much for where I was at the time. That's why I've been writing in a gratitude journal for years, and why every gratitude journal that I create gets like a little bit of an upgrade. And so I have been scripting for years inside my gratitude journal. I have a page every single day where that is only meant for that, because I understood how important it is to write these things down versus just thinking them in your head. And everything always shows up, not exactly the way that I wrote it, but always in the direction of it. Okay. This is your Q4. I'm telling you, if you do what I just told you to do in this podcast, you're going to come to me at the end of Q4 and you're going to go, holy fuck, Karyn, how did that happen? I'm going to say, because you wrote it down. You wrote it down. And when you write it down, like I said, things start to happen. Okay, so this is the moment that you're going to stop letting the quarter happen to you and start deciding what the rest of your quarter of 2026 is actually going to be like. Okay, so I want you to just get very specific on what it's going to look for you, and then I want you to go live it. Okay, all right. So thank you for listening, and I would love. I was going to say, I'd love for you to tag me, but we're not going to, I want you to tell me at the end. I don't want you to tell me, oh, I did it. No, I want you to tell me that you did it. And I want you to tell me like exactly all what came true. So, but if you think that somebody else needs to hear this and that they should do the same thing, then I would love for you to kind of just screenshot this episode on wherever you're watching it. If you're watching it on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes, screenshot it, share it on your social media, and try to change someone else, inspire someone to change their life, and get them to do the exercise as well. And then tag me at richgirlhabits_ over on Instagram. All right. Well, thank you for listening. I appreciate you. I love you. And I will see you next week. Ciao.